Hello and welcome to episode 53 of Friends of the Show. I am Stephen W. Skinner, and this is my podcast where I get to know some of the best and funniest people from the online and bring them to your ears. Now, season 2 is in full swing, and we have our first return guest. This week's friend is Allison, aka @Shug_Night. Now, we have a real swell time talking about niche subreddits, tales of murder, and we have a lot of fun answering some great questions sent in by our listeners. So thanks, those listeners. Now, this one was a real fun one. I hope you enjoy Friends of the Show, episode 53 with @Shug_Night.
Hello.
Allison.
Hey, Steven.
Welcome. Thank you for calling. Thank you for joining me. Can you hear the music?
It sounds like the children's chorus on the Christmas shoes. Is it that?
Nope. It's the Utah State song.
Oh, I love it.
You know it? Utah.
Yeah. People working together.
Canyons and streams.
Thank you for turning it up.
Is this a better level for you?
Yes.
I'm just working on the levels. Brigham Young, who led the pioneers across the plains. This is important stuff here.
Did you want the history of Utah?
No, but I just thought it would be nice to... I've never heard this song before. I was wondering if you had, and you clearly are a good Utahan.
Yeah, I've karaoke'd that song before.
You've karaoke'd it? You've belted it out in front of fellow... Did everyone stand and sing or whatever with you?
No, they're a-holes.
What a bunch of dinks. It really is pretty long. Did you do the whole version?
Yeah, I don't know the rest of it, so it was awkward, but I still did it.
But it gives you the lyrics. Like, I'm looking at the lyrics right now, obviously.
Yeah, it was actually at Adam Browd. Do you follow Twitter user Adam Browd?
Adam Browd, Twitter user Adam Browd, of course.
It was at his birthday party in 2016. I'll never forget it because it was a pivotal moment in my life.
Yeah, where you embraced your Utah-ness?
Yeah, me and my friend did that song, and I'm pretty sure no one else in the room was feeling it, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. It really brought out your state pride.
Yes. Do you have lots of Canadian pride?
Yeah, of course. Canadian pride is great. Not as much like Ontario provincial pride. Not really. It's not sort of the same. Yeah, more Canadian. More. I think of it more as like Canada, because we are like as much. There's not as many Canadians, so we need all of us together to be like one big state.
Do you like Shania Twain?
You know what? I like back in the heyday of Shania Twain. I really like some classic Shania Twain.
She's from she's from Windsor, Ontario, Canada.
Is it Windsor that she's from?
Oh, it says she was raised in Timmins.
Yeah, I think it was Timmins. Timmins is the town that I know her from. Yeah, that I think claims her to be their own.
Oh, you cut out a little bit.
Oh yeah, I think Timmins. Just while this song is, I just wanted to let the song finish. This is it, big finale. Did you do the big finale?
Oh. Yeah, thank you.
Welcome to the podcast, Shug_Night on Twitter. Allison, thank you for joining us all the way from Utah.
My pleasure.
So this isn't the first time we've podcasted.
No, you have the perfect voice for it every time. You got that pizzazz about you.
Got to bring something to the mic. Just got to bring a little bit of pizzazz. Is that it?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining me for I guess it's technically the third time, but I think one of them will never make it to air.
Yeah, we talked about Waterworld a lot.
So you did Friends of the Show, which was great. Everyone can go and listen to that first. You should pause right now, go back and listen to the first episode, get all the background you need to know, and then come back. But in between then and now, we recorded a Waterworld spectacular where we talked at length about, this and that, and mostly the movie Waterworld with Kevin Costner.
I still haven't seen it, but I love that Jean Triplehorn is in it.
Yeah, that's a great part. The fact that it was like went crazy over budget, and he had them CGI his hairline, Kevin Costner.
Oh, yeah. Interesting
There's a lot
guy.
of crazy facts about that movie. Yeah, pretty insane stuff. And you still haven't seen it.
I'm just disrespecting you left and right. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, that's why we couldn't air the other podcast. It was too controversial.
That's true.
But we should catch up. How have you been? You sound great. Sound the same.
I sound great every time. Thank you.
That's what I mean. Still sound great. Nothing has changed dramatically with your sound. You sound good.
Thank you. You know what? Actually, in the first, the end of January through, the beginning of March, I actually lost my voice. So that's good to hear.
Oh, wow. That would have been a bad time to get you on.
Yeah.
Can you do an approximation of how you sounded for those months?
It was just really, way softer than this. I was about to do an imitation, but I got scared.
I want you to do the imitation of how you sounded.
No, I literally, have you ever gotten the thing where they stick a camera up your nose and look at your throat?
Ooh, no. Is that an endoscopy? No. That's when they put it in your mouth. I don't know what the nose one is called.
Endoscopy? I don't know. But anyway, I had that and I half of my throat just wouldn't close when I spoke and they didn't know why.
Oh, damn. And that was for months that happened and they were just like, oh, we don't know.
Yeah. Can you hear me drinking? I have a microphone so I can do ASMR.
Yeah, that sounds like you have some sort of a beverage and you have a straw with a plastic lid. Is that correct?
Nope, it's a bottle.
Oh, okay. Well, it sounded like a straw in a lid situation. Are we taking a drink break?
Yeah, are you drinking something?
Yeah, you gotta stay hydrated when you do the podcast because it's a lot of talking. Your mouth gets dry, and normally you're supposed to do it subtly, off mic, when the other person is talking. But if it's what we're talking about,
oh, perfect. Okay.
All right, now that we're hydrated.
Yeah, we're both way hydrated.
So
but
you're not going to do the voice. I haven't been up to much. I've been took a break from the podcast, as you know, not working on that. But now I'm back to working on it. So
this is just a part 2 of the last one.
Yeah. This is part 2 for all the returning guests. It'll be a part 2, except for you, it'll be a part 2.5 or something because we had that secret forgotten podcast in the middle.
Yeah, I keep trying to make podcasts, and then I'm like, oh, this isn't that good. No one's going to want to listen to it.
Yeah, so that's part of podcasting. Yeah. See, that's the smart thing. You should just, not release it, whatever, if it's not good or if you don't like it. But, I'm just well, we did it. Let's just put it out. I don't think I have never not released anything.
You.
Yeah.
Steven, I'm not oh, you're so boring. I'm never putting that out.
Well, I'm just saying it wasn't me who didn't put out a podcast. But I understand why you would not put out a podcast if we're just rambling about Waterworld for about 45 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting. I don't know. I think I posted a lot of corny stuff online about this recently. And I mean, it comes with making online content and everything. But I just mean for a long time, I didn't really get that people can be inherently interesting. You want to find out about people and it doesn't necessarily have to be a clear-cut story, and I didn't really think about that prior. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Who are you most interested in right now? Who's your interesting party? Who are you following?
Oh, you mean who I would talk to?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. At the moment, I'm just trying to figure something out. But I mean, I think that one I probably should have released it because I think we're both interesting enough. And if people don't like it, they can kick rocks.
Yeah, you've got a great attitude for the haters out there, and there are haters. And yeah, you don't mind telling them to kick rocks, right? You don't mind saying, hey, kick rocks. That's what you'll say exclusively.
Yeah, I'll never say a swear word. But it sounded like you were saying that I have a lot of haters.
Oh, no, I wasn't implying that. I was saying that you deal with negativity in a good way, from what I've noticed.
Thank you, Steven. You're so kind. I'm glad I came on here to be complimented.
Oh, get ready for it. Yeah, you're great. So everyone should be following you as at @Shug_Knight. That's a great handle.
Thank you.
right? And you're nothing like your namesake, the rap mogul.
I think he made Death Row Records.
Right. So he's a CEO. He's a businessman.
Yeah, yeah. But then he like backed over two people or something. But I made my Twitter account in July 2011 and he wasn't arrested until February 8th, 2012.
Oh, it was pre the negativity. It was
Yeah.
pre the
Yeah, that's what we call as like manslaughter charges
the
is the
negativity.
negativity.
Yeah. It was yeah. Ooh, wow. So I guess you're exonerated from being some sort of freaky murder fan, even though you are kind of a freaky murder fan, aren't you?
In terms of like liking podcasts about murder
Yeah.
and the ID channels reenactments of murder, yes, but
The
not really into
ID
Suge Knight.
the ID channel's reenactments of murder. What is that?
It's Investigation Discovery. It's really corny. It'll do like reenactments of people's lives where they like use really hot people to portray these like average looking people.
Yeah.
Then they'll have people give like their expertise where they're like, she was going around town being like without a head. And so I knew something was wrong. Like, I think that's from a Vine, what I'm quoting, but it's just stuff like that where it's like really simple stuff where they're like, I can't believe she was dead, so I knew something was wrong.
The classic. She was dead, had no head, so I knew something was wrong.
She was in rigor mortis when I showed up at her house, and so I was like, maybe something's not right here. Like, stuff like that where it's great.
True crime is a popular subject nowadays, and you had a true crime podcast, and that's why we were talking about that kind of stuff. So, when was your last time you did an episode? You off the wagon?
Yeah, I'm off the wagon because so we did it for a while. The last time I did was in May 2018. It's actually really interesting. It's just with my friend he hates murder, but he loves the like Kennedys. So we did one on which is it Bobby Kennedy that got in that car wreck and that girl got killed.
Oh, they made the movie about it? I didn't see it.
Yeah. I haven't watched the movie either, but I just Mary Jo Kopechne. Oh, Ted Kennedy is the one who did it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Kennedys are very interesting. I will give him that. Like even
It is true.
down
It's
to
fascinating. Camelot,
yeah.
Marilyn Monroe, and all that crazy stuff. It's pretty insane. I never knew about the cover up or whatever before the movie came out, really, but it's sort of like an open secret before that.
Yeah, I went back and listened to a bunch of stuff on just like Ted Kennedy's live, and he sounds like a real idiot. Like
Yeah.
fought its way through college. His parents did. Which I mean, I guess we could loop that around to the hot news now where Aunt Becky bought her child's spot in college.
Hot news timestamp. This is a recent scandal. We're talking about rich parents buying their children entrance into some Ivy League's institutions. How did they do it? They use money and influence in different ways.
Topical.
Yeah, so I
We're
mean,
getting topical.
it's clearly like an ongoing thing, right?
Yeah, I'm more surprised that people got in trouble for it. Like, not that they shouldn't, but I'm pretty sure it's been going on for a while.
Do you think that's indicative of sort of like the times they are a changing kind of thing, like in general?
Maybe. I'm not really an expert on this. I just wanted to be like, oh, this is actually kind of relevant.
It is, and it was a great observation to make. Do you think? Yeah. Do you think Aunt Becky's going to jail?
No, I don't think she will. You know what's weird is that Felicity Huffman got all this heat and like, isn't her husband William H. Macy? Like, why didn't he get any blame?
I don't know. Yeah, he did get some obviously blowback from being slightly involved. Like his name is on like the transcripts. Like he's clearly complicit in some way, but maybe they didn't have enough on him. They only had it on her sort of thing. Enough evidence from the wiretaps and all that. But I haven't really looked into that. I haven't been following the story other than from like what the headlines are.
Yeah, me either. I just like know who William H. Macy is way more than Felicity Huffman because I like Shameless a lot.
Oh yeah.
And so I thought he was way more relevant. So I was like, why is Felicity Huffman getting in like the headline? But that's a problem for another time.
Yeah. I mean, he was great in Fargo. Did you ever see that one?
Oh yeah, that's a great movie.
Yeah, it's great. And he was
The
good in
TV
it.
show's yeah.
Oh, the TV show's great too. So thanks for coming back to the show. We got Suge Knight talking about internet. How you doing on the internet? Are you on different apps and websites? Are you visiting different things online? Where are you registered? What's your email? I'm just trying to segue into internet chat.
That sounded so much like a baby boomer.
Oh yeah.
What websites are you active on right now?
Yeah. What's your favorite?
The only social media I like actively use is Twitter. Sometimes I use Instagram, but then also Reddit. But Reddit, I don't really post anything on. I just read it for hours.
So you're just lurking on Reddit.
Yeah, sometimes I don't even know, like, I don't know if it counts as social media, but it's definitely the most interesting.
I think I don't know. Yeah, there's voting, right? People upvote your posts. They downvote your posts.
Yeah, it's definitely a different climate than the other two because there's more anonymity, and everyone is way meaner, but I still like it.
It's a weird ecosystem over there.
Yes, but it's great.
Is it good? Yeah, I haven't delved as much into it as I probably should have to like get a good sense of the internet at large, because it kind of gives you things pulled in from a lot of different sources, right? You got like content from Twitter, you got content from whatever, Facebook, all the other sources, probably Instagram. So it's like a big mashup of everything on the internet, right? It says they call themselves the front page of the internet. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah, it's there for every subreddit there is on like a topic, there's also a subreddit making fun of the topic, if that helps you figure out like the tone.
Yeah.
Nothing is sacred, but that's okay. That's what I like about it.
Are you more into the making fun of subreddits or the sincere subreddits, or a nice mixture of both?
A nice mixture of both. I was thinking about this the other day where it's just like when you find a new subreddit and you can organize the page by like the hottest posts of all time and just like spend hours looking at it, it's amazing. Like um let's see what this isn't a good example of like a deep one, but there's this one called so that I live in Utah, and do you know what MLMs are?
No.
So it's multi-level marketing. It's like Avon ladies.
Oh yeah, pyramid schemes.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how rampant that runs in Canada. I was about to call it
Yeah, we got it.
Canada. Yeah, it
My
seems like
mom
they
sold.
would have it.
My mom sold. What was it called? Like weekender fashions. So it was like crazy like clothes for business ladies or whatever, like crazy scarves and accessories and like these teal suits and stuff. So yeah, we were briefly involved in some MLM, I guess.
Oh, but she's not anymore.
No, no, no. But there was a few years. It was. I remember like having to like unpack these boxes of like ladies' dresses and like lay out all out based on what the people were ordering and stuff. It's pretty nuts.
Oh man, okay. Well, so an example of a Reddit I really like is there's a MLM here in Utah. It's actually like the headquarters is like right by where I work. It's called Unique, and it's spelled like YOUNICKUE. And so there's a subreddit called Unique AMUA. I don't know why there's an extra A, but so MUA stands for makeup artist, and Unique is a makeup MLM, and the ladies who sell it are usually not makeup artists, and the actual makeup that Unique sells is really crappy. So they post stuff on social media where they're trying to show off their products, and it just like since they're not makeup artists and the stuff is bad anyway, it looks really really bad.
Right.
So it's basically a whole subreddit on I mean I have no idea how interesting this is to you, but I can spend hours looking at the crazy pictures that they put up.
So it's rife with bad makeup pictures.
Yeah, yeah, it's like a subset. There's an anti MLM subreddit that's really good also.
Yeah, I can't imagine it being very good. It's like, you start at the bottom and you sell the stuff, and then you sign up two friends, and then you get a percentage of what they sell, and it goes up the chain, right? So the people at the top are making all the money, and people who sort of get sucked into it at the bottom get stuck at this like mid level, and it's not great.
Yeah, there's no way any of them that work there ever make like a substantial amount of money because it's like some kind of trap where you have to sell a certain amount to get to a certain level that
Mm-hmm.
like helps you earn more money. And there's nothing stopping you from buying your own actual product to like get to that level.
Oh
So I don't know.
no. Yeah, you think people do that?
Yeah, I'm sure they do. But then it gets to the point where they're what is it like they don't know how to cut their losses, so they're stuck
Mm-hmm.
in some kind of weird cycle. I don't know, I've never been in one, so I don't know the ins and outs, but I know that they're not. I know that
It's not
I
good.
think they're
Yeah.
pretty harmful.
Yeah, it's not good. Clearly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say don't buy those products. If someone tries to sell them to you, just be like, "Hey, maybe don't sell them."
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to go on a rant. I was just telling you like the beauties of Reddit, but it went a different
No,
direction.
and that I think that it demonstrates the beauty of Reddit is because it's such a thing where you can find exactly the crazy niche thing that you want or whatever, right? Like there's probably a subreddit for every single thing. You better check the Friends of the Show subreddit right now. Where's the Friends of the Show wiki? So there's all those
You,
places.
wait, I have a really good way to plug this into a question that I was asked on Twitter when you posted ask questions.
You really gonna jump way ahead to answering a question?
Can I answer one special question right now?
All right, this is a very special jumping ahead in the show sneak preview of the questions to come.
Okay.
Okay, hit us with the question and the answer.
So, Twitter user Kevin, I can't, let me think of his at,
It's
because I can't
Kevaclism.
think of it right now. Kevin, KEVACLYSM. I don't know what that means, but that's his handle or how to pronounce it. But anyway, on your questions, he asked if I was in like Reborn dolls or the Barefoot Alliance. Right? Do you remember this question?
Yeah, I'm looking at the question. The question is Reborn Dolls or Barefoot Alliance and why? No question mark.
Okay, so Reborn dolls. The reason it applies to Reddit is because that's the only reason I know what it is. There's a subreddit called Reborn Doll Cringe. Do you know what Reborn dolls are?
No, please explain.
They're these dolls. If you look them up, they look hyper real. People use them for like if they sometimes they're purely weird reasons, like they just want to have some kind of hyper real looking doll around. But they so Reborn Doll Cringe is mostly people making fun of it, like. But then also there's a ton of posts where we're like someone very endearing on there is a specific doll named Britain that like this lady on um Facebook posts these things where she's pretending she's Britain and she's talking. So it's like really bizarre at first, but then once you get more into it, it's like it's very pure. Like the lady is just some lady who has adult kids and just wants like a tiny baby, fake baby to take care of and pretend is real. Um there's also like it's very good. There's a lot of posts where people will take them to like old folks homes and old people will feel like they have a sense of purpose because they like are taking care of them, or people who have had miscarriages like to have them.
Like people
So
who can't have kids
yeah, yeah.
and
Sorry.
decided not to adopt, or if they haven't they want kids but are unable to have them.
Yeah, yeah. So if they like I didn't mean like only people who've had miscarriages, but I mean like
Yeah,
that's a
that's
lot
a
of people like
subreddit of people who would get one of these crazy dolls. So it's just like a hyper realistic. It's like a real doll, like those real dolls that guys have sex with.
yeah, but babies, and they don't like do anything. They just look like real babies. So I mean, and it's weird because it's called Reborn Doll Cringe, and there is a lot of cringe because people will make like goth versions of Reborn dolls or like something really bizarre. So there is stuff where they do make fun of them, but I think like once you like understand what they are like very wholesome, in my opinion at least. I don't know.
No, it's very interesting that the to think of like what the the use is. Like some people obviously, making fun of that. Like you wouldn't really put a baby in kiss makeup, but it would be kind of funny if you had a real looking baby you could put in kiss makeup that wasn't a real baby. And that's one side of it. And then some helping someone through some serious like issues that they're having is another way that to use the baby. So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not the type of person who would ever have a reborn doll, but I recognize that they're good for some people. And they're not just completely nuts.
Right,
But
yeah.
yeah, there are stuff. I just mean with the name like Reborn Doll Cringe, you go on there thinking it's gonna just be like, just making fun of people the whole time. But there's just like so much pure stuff, and we like everyone's like loves Britain, the the one doll, and the lady who posts it is like, I'm an adult woman, like my kids are grown, like she's self-aware that it looks really bizarre to everyone, but it's just kind of funny, and she likes doing it because she thinks it makes people happy.
Yeah. Yeah,
And she knows.
that's nuts. That she's got this crazy like internet following, just doing this thing. It's the internet is a wild, wacky place.
Yeah, she knows about the subreddit. Sorry, but yeah, anyway, that was a very long-winded answer to say I am definitely for. Do you know what the Barefoot Alliance is?
No, wait, is that about barefoot in public?
Yes.
Okay, I know a little bit about it. People think that being barefoot in public is fine, and they promote this as like a lifestyle.
Yeah, so I don't really know why Kevin would put them on the same playing field because his wife actually has a reborn doll, but it like looks like a monkey. I think she just thinks it's funny, and so she like Instagrams stuff about it.
Okay.
I don't know if he knew I was gonna freaking roast his ass by giving his secret away, but when he asked that, but yeah, so I think reborn dolls can have like are very good, but then Barefoot Alliance, that's just a very bizarre hill to die on. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's if you look at their page, there was one thing where this lady had these like really elaborate foot jewelry on, and she was, I don't know if she's at Baskin Robbins or like Dairy Queen or something, but she's like, I realized going to get an ice cream cake didn't warrant me having to put on shoes. Like, it was like a celebratory thing. Like, I didn't wear shoes when I came to Dairy Queen.
Yeah. Well, maybe you should wear. The floors would probably be sticky, right?
Yeah, I
Are
don't
you worried
like.
about sticky floors? Is that the top thing? Broken glass. We got needles in the street. What else are we talking about? You could step in anything. Dog poop.
Yeah, I
What are
just
these
don't know
barefoot
why.
people doing?
Yeah, I don't understand why. I mean, I guess if you here's my whole philosophy is basically just life is hard, do whatever you have to do if it makes you happy. So, I mean, if it genuinely makes people super happy to go barefoot, then great. But also, for your own safety, you probably should wear shoes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, flip flops is pretty close to being barefoot. Like, flip flops, go ahead. You know? How different is it wearing flip flops than being barefoot? People can still see your crazy foot jewels or whatever.
Yeah, her foot jewelry was crazier than if she had just put on shoes. Like probably took more time.
Yeah. Well, it's a little strange, but I mean, yeah, don't begrudge anyone. If you want to be barefoot, I say go for it. But if you do lacerate your Achilles on a piece of whatever that was in the street, if you slip on a banana peel, smash your elbow, don't come
Like on Mario
crying.
Kart.
Yeah, don't come crying to us. Because it was your fault, barefoot. You can get those barefoot shoes, right? The ones that the
Yeah,
five-toed shoes. Have
like
you seen
tweet.
those? Just get that. That's like a being barefoot.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just kind of a weird like that they have a whole movement and would call it the Barefoot Alliance. It's like, what are you doing? Like, is your whole thing like reposting memes of people barefoot all day?
Yeah, that's like, is that your whole personality? Is that you're barefoot?
I guess that would be sweet though if it was a troll and they were all just joking and it was ironic. I would think they were the funniest people alive.
there's probably some trolls in the Barefoot Alliance. And if
Yeah.
you're in the Barefoot Alliance, hey, get back at us at FOTS Pod on Twitter. Send us a note why you love to be barefoot.
Does it make you feel alive to step in glass?
That's all I can picture is that there's glass everywhere. Like I walk my dog all the time, and there's so much stuff on the. I'm just like trying to get him to not walk in it. I can't imagine like just if I was just walking around all the time having to deal with that. Being
Oh yeah,
aware
what's
of
your
where I'm
dog's name?
stepping every step. Shout out to Griffin. What a good boy.
Oh, I don't know him, but I would run through a brick wall for him.
Oh, that's nice of you. Yeah, he's a very good boy. He's a good dog. And yeah, give him a shout out. He's handsome. You can check out some pictures on my Instagram. Go check it out. Especially the puppy ones.
Great influencing.
hmm You don't have a pet, right? Currently? You're not a
No,
pet owner? But you can
no.
appreciate animals, right? Like you have a vicarious relationship with pets online.
Ooh, I don't know if I'd say that. I love looking at dog pictures, but
Yeah, that's what I mean. Oh, just
oh,
dogs specifically, not cats? You've excluded cats from your online like-in relationship?
yeah, I don't really like cats. Like, I'm glad for people who do like them, but I just don't. I just think they're kind of jerks.
You know what? I think so too. Oh, yeah, I don't begrudge any cat owners. Like my brother, he owns cats, a couple cats, and they're fine. Whatever, they are jerks. But yeah, like I would not call myself a cat person. I would call myself a dog person. Shout out to all the dog people out there. Woof woof, dog pound.
Dog pound. Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, I love dogs, but I don't have one. They're a lot of work.
they are a lot of work. And yeah, it should not be entered into lightly. Don't buy someone a dog for a gift, which I know people who have done. Like, don't do that, please. Like, it's not to be taken into lightly.
Um, I got when I did have a dog, it was a Boston Terrier. I mean, I know you didn't really ask this, but I'm telling you. And she was given to me as a gift.
Uh-oh. Well,
By my
it worked out in this instance, and I'm sure it works out in a lot
yeah.
of cases, but in some cases it doesn't. So be careful.
Don't give it to someone who's gonna have a baby or something.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's a good note. If you have already bought this theoretical dog and you're going to give it to someone, but are about to have a baby, maybe just rethink it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What did I watched some crappy sitcom recently where that happened, where they bought someone a dog to comfort them.
yeah. Mm-mm.
Oh, I think it was Superstore. Yeah, it was Superstore. She just had a baby and he gave her a puppy to comfort her. It was a very cute puppy, but
But the
yeah. So
lesson was don't do that.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, everyone check out NBC's Superstore. Riders at 10, only on NBC.
So you're gonna watch Game of Thrones tonight?
Yeah. As we are recording right now, this is just about premiere time for the third episode of the final season of Game of Thrones. This is the big Battle of Winterfell. It's going to be the Night King and his army of the dead versus all your favorite heroes, some of whom are not going to survive. So who's going to die? We don't know. So very exciting. By the time this is posted, this will not be in news anymore and the show will be over. So they'll be like, what's this guy talking about? Who cares about that? So, but as of right now, a lot of people are interested, myself included.
Well, good. I'm happy for you.
So yeah, long story short, short story long. Yes, I'll be watching after we record this. So hopefully, all my favorites make it through the big battle, and it's an enjoyable episode of television. Speaking of enjoyable television, what are you watching nowadays? That sitcom, Superstore?
I think I watched that when I was building a bunch of furniture, like from IKEA.
Right, just have it
Um,
on in the background kind of thing.
yeah, so it's not my favorite. It's pretty good. Let's see. Oh, I've been watching Schitt's Creek.
Oh yeah, shout
Have you?
out Canadian program.
Love this for you that you're
You had to
being
get it in. This is
represented.
the Canadian pride that you were asking about, and that's it coming out.
Yeah, Dan Levy's face is perfect. So you should be proud of that.
Dan Levy's great. Who knew that Eugene could produce such a good little guy?
Did you know Twyla is his daughter?
What?
Yeah, both his children are on that show, and both of them are way good looking.
Yeah, man. Celebrity, rich family with the good looks. They got it all. And talent. Because the Dan Levy is like the creator kind of thing. The co-creator.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's a very funny show. I've watched it. I haven't watched the whole thing, but I've watched a few episodes, and my wife has watched it obsessively. She loves it, and it's one of her favorites. So I'd have to say, I agree with you in saying it's a good show. Everyone should check it out. Some in the States they can't even say the name on TV in some places, but we're cool with it. We're way more chill.
Oh, Canada lets you say Schitt's Creek.
It's on freaking CBC, man.
Oh.
It's on the CBC. It's a CBC show.
Do you like Caillou?
No, actually, I have the opposite feeling towards Caillou. I have very negative feelings towards Caillou. You might even say that I very much dislike Caillou. This is a bit of a sore spot. I think we talked about this.
Oh, I'm sure I've asked you. I ask everyone that whether they're Canadian or not.
You know what? I think it might have been. And if you were listening, if you had just listened to the previous Friends of the Show episode with Suge Knight, I think we talked about this. And I think I said the same thing. That no, I don't like Caillou. Never did. Wish it would go away. So that's your answer.
Sorry, I am senile.
No, I do that too. I always tell people things twice or forget what I told things to certain people. You know, just a
Oh, yeah. Also, it needed to be asked again because your opinion could have changed in this time.
that's true. It has been quite a while. I was looking it up, and it was in October 2017 that we had recorded our episode of Friends of the Show. So it was on the early end of the Friends of the Show spectrum, and that was a while back.
You could have evolved, but also, did you know Caillou's name in French is pebble?
Yes, I did.
Shit, Steven.
Je parle
I thought it was gonna blow your mind.
Oh, désolé. Parce que je parle français. Je comprends les mots qui sont français. Because I'm technically officially bilingual. Are you gonna quiz me? Do you want to? I haven't spoken French in a long time. I'm wondering if my vocabulary is still strong.
How do you say where's the bathroom?
Où est la salle de bain?
I mean, I can't really check you on that because I'm not bilingual, but great job.
Thank you. You could probably toss it into Google Translate. You ever use Google Translate?
Yeah, I just barely went to France for a week.
Oh my God, we haven't touched on that. Shug, you were part of history.
Yeah, I was.
You were there, and the eyes of the world turned to where you were, which is insane when that happens. Has that ever happened to you before? You've been like the center focal point of like a global moment kind of thing?
No, never.
Well, until that fateful day, which of course we are talking about.
When Notre Dame lit on fire.
The burning of Notre Dame in 2019. That fateful construction crew mishap, we think. And it burnt a bunch down. You were right there. You were in Paris on your European sojourn.
Yeah, I went and watched it burn for a minute. It was very sad because people were bawling in the streets.
Yeah, tell us about the scene. What was it like? What must have been insane.
So, wait, what did you say?
Oh, I said it must have been insane to be there, like, and people like crying in the streets, and it's the fire's going, and what it must have been like.
Yeah, so I was out, like I was maybe like a mile and a half away, and I saw the fire, like smoke going up, not the fire, but and so I didn't really know what it was, and there were a lot of fire trucks in the street that driving towards it, and then I got the news that it was on fire, and I figured it'd be like taken care of in like no time,
Yeah.
But then it just kept burning for like 8 hours past that.
Wow. So that was when you were there, sort of right at the beginning, and you're like, oh, it's nothing. They'll take care of this. And then later on, it's like, oh, people are weeping in the streets, and it's like singing together and stuff. Like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I was trying to get there quickly just because I was like, oh, I kind of want to see it in case it like burns down to the ground. And there was like some guy on the street who I don't know if he was like a homeless man or something, but he was like, yeah, the wood's on fire, like it's burning down. And I
Yikes.
don't think I even asked. I think I was just going in the general direction of it, so he assumed I was going there. But yeah, it was crazy. People were bawling in the streets and like just sitting out there watching. And I left, but there were people who stayed there for hours and just sang.
Wow. Where did you go after?
I just went back to my hotel because I went there. Let's see, it was like 6 at night, and I didn't want to go party.
I mean, it's, yeah. Traveling around Europe, you need your energy, right? You want to get going first thing in the morning to go do your sightseeing.
Yeah, and it took me like an hour and a half to get back to where I was staying. So
Oh, yeah, yeah. Were you traveling on like the public transit?
yeah.
That can be challenging. That can be interesting when you're using public transit in a different country. But you're able to. You didn't get lost or anything?
No,
That's good.
I am actually good at using the metro in Paris.
Okay. What's your favorite stop?
um, I don't know. Wait, have you been to Paris a bunch of times? If you can speak French.
No, not a bunch of times. Just the once. When I was living in England, I was able to go over for like a weekend to Paris. Took the train, went in the Channel. It was very fun. I stayed in a tiny, expensive hotel. It was like a tiny room, and it was so expensive. But yeah, what was my favorite stop? Montmartre. That was the one, right? They got that crazy tram that goes up the hill,
Montmartre? How do you spell that?
like Montmortre. I think it's like a big hill.
Oh, Sacré-Cœur.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How do
It's
you
like
say
on the
Sacré-Cœur?
yeah, Sacré Coeur. It's like or Coeur. It's like on the top of a hill. It's a big church, and you can take a tram up, and it's very pretty. You can see like a lot of the city. It's really nice.
I agree. It is nice.
Yeah, it's 130 meters high.
Oh, are you just looking up facts now?
Yeah, I just looked it up. Yeah,
Why did you learn? Oh, do you know French because you're Canadian?
yeah, it's part of our heritage. So because our official country's officially bilingual, my parents thought it would be a great idea to register me in French immersion. So I took classes in French, like growing up, all the way through high school. And then I got my official bilingual certificate.
Oh, yeah. That's why I assumed you'd have been to France a bunch of times because you'd be
No,
like, oh, I might as well.
yeah, I know that makes sense, but I've only been the one time, and every time I tried to speak French to the people, they would like immediately speak English back to me, kind of thing. Like, don't even try. It is different too. It's like the French is different, but yeah, and I wouldn't say I'm sort of fluent. I wouldn't be able to hide my awful North American Canadian French accent, kind of thing. So they could tell, and the people in McDonald's were not having it.
Wait, who's your favorite Canadian star?
That's a good question. There's a lot of up and coming Canadian stars that have sort of unseated more classical great Canadian people. Like Jim Carrey, I probably would have said at one time Jim Carrey. Now I will not say Jim Carrey because he's different. Hollywood has changed him, let's say. And then who else? Like Mike Myers, he's still great, but would I say he is my favorite? I might have to say Nathan Fielder, currently, because his show was so good, and he's the one that's coming to mind right now. So I would say Nathan Fielder of the show Nathan for You.
Have you watched the Eric Andre show?
No, I haven't seen that one.
It's made by the same people who make Nathan For You.
Yeah, it's like Tim Heidecker's company, or
Oh, I don't know. I just know absolutely.
yeah, I think it's Tim Heidecker's production company of Tim and Eric. I think it is. Fact checkers, get at me.
Come at him guns blazing. He doesn't care.
I don't care. Tear me up in the comments if that's wrong.
On the subreddit.
Yeah, so I would say that. Who's your favorite Utah star?
Not Donny Osmond, but Merrill Osmond, his brother, who looks just like him, but like also Kenny Loggins.
Okay, so Donny Osmond's brother, who I've never heard of, he would probably be a great Donny Osmond impersonator.
He would. You can look up pictures of Merrill Osmond.
Merrill's an interesting name too.
I give you permission. I like that I said you can look up pictures of him. Like you could never have done that without me saying that.
Oh, he's good. Oh yeah, he's cool.
Right?
Yeah, he's pretty chill. Is the main picture is him with a popped collar leather jacket, open button down like Hawaiian shirt, some chest hair popping out over, and a gold chain, and his like coiffed hair and a beard. I mean, yeah, cool as hell. Oh, he's the bass
Yeah.
player. He's the bass player of the Osmonds.
Yeah.
Wow, there was
way
a lot
cool.
of Osmonds.
Merrill.
So he's the cool. He's the big hot stuff out of Utah. Wait, what was the other person you said?
Oh, did I say someone else? Because like my number one guy is Merrill.
Kenny Loggins, right?
Oh yeah, he looks like Kenny Loggins isn't from Utah. I just think Merrill Osmond looks like him.
I thought you were like, these are my two people, Merrill Osmond and Kenny Loggins.
I'm trying to think of someone else who's from Utah that I admire to this extent. Sorry, I just blew on the mic.
It's okay. That's what you do when you're thinking, right?
Deep thought, yeah. Who's from Utah? Brendan Flowers.
I'm looking at a list of famous celebrities who are from Utah, and if you can get one without Googling, you get 10 points.
Without Googling, who is from Utah?
There's a bunch of pretty high-profile names here.
Who's from Salt Lake? I don't know.
Do you want me to give you a hint? Have you listened to the new Taylor Swift single?
Is Brendon Urie from Utah?
It's Brendon Urie, the singer from Panic at the Disco. This, according to Google, according to thefamouspeople.com, he is from Utah. Other notables: Chrissy Teigen, Julianne Hough, and James Woods.
Ew, I hate James Woods.
Yeah, you got a couple of questionable ones here. You also have Roseanne Barr.
Oh gosh.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. But Brendon Urie in the news. New single with Taylor Swift.
Don't listen to it.
And yeah, I am against it.
I'm not against it. I just think it's really bad.
That's what I mean by when I say I'm against it. Don't waste your time. I mean, the music, the video is colorful. And if you need to like pacify a baby, that would be something to show the baby. But for the song, I mean, eh.
Yeah, show it to your dumb little baby with no motor skills.
Show it to a dumb baby. That's who will appreciate it. This has been Famous People from Your Location. And if you have a famous person that's from your location, let us know on Twitter at FOTSPod.
Someone's going to at you and be like, I'm from the same city as Snoop Dogg. And you're going to be like, cool. I don't know what to do with this.
I would be very impressed if that person, I have some listeners from Oakland. Wait, is that where he's from? Oh, I hope so. Compton? He's from somewhere in California, though. From California?
Are you thinking of Tupac Shakur? Because he has California song?
No, I'm pretty sure Snoop is from California, too. Isn't he? Maybe he's from Texas. Oh, geez, I don't know. Do you find yourself Googling silly questions that you don't know the answer to? Like, do you...
No, because I know the answer to everything. Yeah. He is from, let's see... Oh,
Long
his
Beach,
birthday
of
is only 5 days
course.
before mine, first of all.
Of course he's from Long Beach. He's from the LBC. Remember, that's why he always says
Oh,
LBC.
other names, DJ Snoopadelic.
That's one of his aliases.
Yeah, that's sweet. I don't know why he wouldn't go by that all the time.
Wow, he's got a lot of. I remember he was Snoop Lion for a little while.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
This was a lot like the our other podcast where we just looked up stuff on Wikipedia as we were podcasting.
Yeah, it's because Wikipedia is cool. Sorry, I'm not really like let's see, giving good info on the internet. Like,
Okay,
isn't
yeah. No, that's good. We've covered a lot about the internet. You like different subreddits. Um, Now, one question I have for you: do you ever go off the grid? Do you ever unplug?
Yeah, so most of the time it's like if I'm going camping and I'm out of range.
That happens. So is that
Um,
like an often thing? You go camping quite often, or no?
no, not really. I actually don't really like camping. I'll go on record and say that right now.
You know what? Same. I'm gonna go ahead and say same. I'm fine with it, but I would never choose to do it. Like if it was like presented and that's what we're all doing, cool. But if it was my choice, no, we would not do that.
Yeah, like it's in theory it sounds really good, but then every time I go camping I'm like, why did I do this? I don't want to pee outside.
Yeah. So I do cottaging, right? So it's like the best parts of camping, all like the outdoorsiness. We got fishing and boat rides and great hikes and nature walks, and all that good stuff. But none of the sleeping outside and dealing with nature to that level, right?
Oh, I've never heard of the cottaging as a
Oh, it's a
as
thing, yeah.
a
So people in
verb.
Ontario like have a cottage up north, and then in the summertime, like they'll commute there on the weekends, kind of thing. Like you go up Friday to Sunday, and then on the long weekends you get an extra day. And traffic is extra bad because everyone's going to the cottage for the long weekend, and that's how it goes here.
We have kind of the same thing where you have like a cabin or something at
Yeah,
the lake.
I find that in the States you call it a cabin, and you'll go to or a lake house, and you'll go
Yeah.
there. Do you ever go to a cabin or a lake house?
Yes, sometimes in like Yellowstone or Bear Lake.
Oh, that's so cool. Yellowstone. Yeah, we have a big national park near us. Well, not that near, but in Ontario, Algonquin Park. And that's where my cousin's cottage is near. And it's great. You just walk right into the national park. You can ride a horse in there.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. So,
Wait, did you know?
no,
Hold
go
on,
ahead.
I have something really, really important to ask.
Yes, please, go ahead.
Did you know Alanis Morissette is also from Ontario?
Yeah, I believe she's from Ottawa area.
Wait, why didn't you say she was your favorite celebrity?
Well, she hasn't done much for me lately, TBH.
Clean, hands clean. Hello.
Hands
What a
clean, no
song.
thanks. I'm talking about Jagged Little Pill era or nothing, or even Never Too Hot Alanis era. I was in from Alanis through Jagged Little Pill, and then once I think it was like that Thank You song that I'm like I'm out. But I
Oh
mean
gosh, that song's awful.
yeah, so you can understand why I would distance myself at that point. But I'm sure she's done a lot of good stuff since. I just haven't been that interested in Alanis since then. But that's my answer.
Alanis, if you're listening to this, please come out with an album that slaps.
Yeah, that'd be great. Go back to JLP, just a reissue of, of that with every song that slaps.
Alanis, have you thought of maybe putting out a CD that slaps?
Oh, jeez. Alanis, now I hope you're not listening, even though I know you definitely are.
No, no, no. I mean, like, when people are like, if I were poor, I would simply gain some wealth or like something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's what I mean.
Simply
Like,
put out an
Alanis, maybe you haven't thought
album
of
that
this.
slaps. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that we've covered a lot of ground on the internet, and I thank you for your insight onto all the things on the internet that you're into. Is there any closing statements you'd like to make about the internet? Any advice or warnings for the listeners to heed?
Um, just if you can, try not to be a reply guy.
Oh, here we go. Okay. Reply guys. You know what? It's hard. If you're a reply guy and you're listening right now, it's fine. You don't have to take what she said as an offense. You can change and become a better reply guy.
Some of my reply guys I like a lot, but some of them I'm just like, why are you here? It's mostly like the ones that offer weird opinions on stuff that I say, and I'm like, cool.
It's a spectrum, and if you find yourself replying to a lot of tweets with some negativity, with what else do you get a lot of, like unnecessary follow-ups?
Yeah, you know what? I shouldn't say don't be a reply guy because I'm sure I'm some people's reply guy.
That's what I think. I'm thinking of myself, and I'm definitely on the reply spectrum, but I've hopefully have improved from being a negative reply guy, which I know I was at the beginning, to a moderate reply guy, or even like a nice reply guy. I'm hoping that I'm trending towards that. So reply guys, you can change.
See, okay, so according to Mashable.com, a reply guy is just someone who replies to everything you say.
There was a definitive thing of the types of reply guy. I think if you want to look that up, you probably want to Google like types of reply guy, and there's like a funny little article about it, about all the different types, like the actually guy, like the unnecessary reply guy, the replies to everything guy. So you got to check that article out.
A man who behaves in an overly familiar way and is always replying on the social media messages of a woman he doesn't know or is barely acquainted with, according to Urban Dictionary. And I mean, I think there's some reply guys that are good, and then there's some that are annoying. So just try to be a good reply guy if you are one.
Yeah, I think if you're getting like replies back to your replies, then you're in a good place. But if you're getting ignored a lot, maybe rethink your strategy.
Yeah, like some of them I have, my bad reply guys I have muted, but the good ones I don't. That's
Ah, there you
that's the
go.
difference.
Yep.
But some of them are good, I'll admit. There's somebody that I just deleted the DMs of who kept DMing me asking me like the size of my feet and if he could lick the bottom of my feet, and I was like,
So let's get into it. The size of your feet, and that's a that
7.5.
that's a weird. It's a weird but not unheard of thing, right? Because that's like a main
Fetish.
fetish online, right? Feet are big. I'm not
Yeah, I
not
mean,
saying
I
your feet
respect.
are big. Oh,
Whoa. Um, I respect him shooting his shot. I respect people who do that.
yeah. But do you think he just like shoots his shot with like every single person online, and just maybe like 1 out of 1,000 will reply, and that's worth it?
Wow, Steven, are you saying that my foot fetish guy
Oh,
is
shit.
is soliciting feet stuff from other people?
He's looking for feet back.
Ooh, what a Steven comment to say.
Just finally getting into the groove. A cool hour into the pod.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, I have no other insights on the internet. I wouldn't consider myself an expert or good at it.
Are you kidding me? You're one of the top influencers in 2019, especially in Utah.
According to what
According to
medium?
StephenWSkinner.com, it's
Oh, okay.
yeah, official.
I'll, I'll put it on my resume.
Yeah, you could. I'll put a little page on my website, StephenWSkinner.com /Shug_Knight, just for my glowing review of you.
Thank you, Steven.
All right. Well, now I think we better keep the podcast going and get to some of these questions that you've been dying to answer. I know they've been eating you up all day since they've been asked. And I want to thank every single person who asked a question to Allison today because you're the real heart of the show. Thank you so much to you, friends of the show question askers. And the first question asker is our friend of the show. I'm talking about Rads. I'm talking about at Feeling Euphoric on Twitter. One of the best. I think I went real glowing on her last episode. She asked a great question, and we both agree she's one of the best. So, anything you would like to say about Rads before I ask the question?
Oh yeah, I love her. She's great.
Love her. She's great. Agree. Hard agree. Just the best. Everyone got to check her out at Feeling Euphoric on Twitter. And her question is, how are you so perfect and great? Also, what was the last song you listened to 3 times in a row? She's doing a
How am I so
callback.
perfect and great?
Yeah.
I shop at Madewell.
Is that true? Is that expensive?
My my jeans cost more than $100, and I think that makes me perfect and great.
Wow. Hmm. Okay.
Did you see that? I'm materialistic, Steven. That's what I'm
It's
getting
coming
at.
out. This is just coming out. I didn't think that you were. You didn't seem the type, but I guess now cards are on the table. It's all about them jeans.
Yeah. No, I don't. I'm not perfect and great. Mads is perfect and great.
I think you're both pretty perfect, both definitely great to settle this dispute. So let's get to the B part of the question. And this is a callback to something that you do, right? You've asked this question before to others. And now
Yeah, I ask it like once a month, maybe.
so it's a common question that you always you put it out there to the world. And the question is, what was the last song you listened to 3 times in a row?
It was Seven Wonders by Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, wow. A classic rock track all the way back to the Mac.
See, you should be a radio DJ host. Are you one in Ontario secretly?
This is audio content right now. I'm on the internet's radio, which is a podcast. So I think we're doing pretty good.
Okay, but I mean like you could introduce it. You could go big time and introduce it on a radio show like we're about to play Fleetwood Mac.
Coming up next, we got Fleetwood Mac, 7 Wonders. You're listening to Friends of the Show Live with Allison.
Are you going to play the whole thing?
No, I don't think I can because of copyright issues. And that wouldn't be very nice to Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
No. But just for the joke. I had to play the intro.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay.
Perfect.
So it was that song, and that one's off the album Tango in the Night, which isn't the main album that everyone thinks of. Everyone's, obviously thinking about Rumors as the main Fleetwood Mac album. But this one, I mean, Tango in the Night had some of my favorite cuts. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's underrated.
Underrated.
An underrated queen.
I think you're right. It always the cover always makes me think of Where the Wild Things Are, because it's like a jungle cover.
Oh, that's funny. It does kind of look like that.
Yeah, and I think one of my favorite songs, Everywhere, is on that one.
Oh yeah, that is on it, and that's
Yeah.
a very good song.
That's
why
probably my favorite Fleetwood Mac song. I have real deep connections when I hear the opening like jingles. Like I get ASMR tingles. I don't know, some sort of connection to that song. So shout out to Fleetwood Mac. You got to go check them out if you haven't heard of them. Go give them a listen. I would say check out Rumors, the album, and then Tango in the Night, certain tracks.
Rumors is really good, but I think people like it too because it's kind of surrounded in drama.
No, Rumors is great because it's like top to bottom. You can put it on, play it like front to back. There's no like filler in there. It's all good. I think that's what makes a good album.
No, I know. I think it's good, but I'm saying it adds to it that there's like they were all breaking up and there was all this backstory. Well, at least that's why I think it's alluring to me.
I think that's what makes it so good. I think that's what made the song so good, is that it was so messed up. They were all really putting their true emotions out there.
Yeah, true. Okay, that's a better, more concise way to say it, Stephen. I'll give you that.
All right, so there you go. The answer is Fleetwood Mac, Seven Wonders, the last song you listen to 3 times in a row. And you do that often? Is that
Listen to
like when?
songs 3 times in a row, or
Yeah,
ask people that?
yeah. Well, ask people. We know you do it about once a month, but do you listen to? Is that like when you are on a song, like this is the new hot track, you got to listen to it 3 times in a row?
Oh yeah. Well, it's just if I really like it. Like I won't. There are some songs that I will not do that with, but most of the time, if I don't want to listen to it 3 times in a row, then I probably don't like it that much.
Oh, it's a test. If you can listen to it 3 times in a row, it can go on the playlist.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, great. Thank you very much for the question, Rads. And everyone, go check her out. Go check out her podcast. Go follow her on Twitter. She's the best. All right, now the next question comes to us from fellow Utahan Adam Broad.
Well, you said that really Canadian.
Did it with the camera? That is a thing. Canadians, we say right the OU sound differently.
Adam Brood.
Adam Brood. It's Browd, right? Am I saying it?
Yeah. It's okay.
Browd.
You can probably say it however. He'd probably be
It is but
flattered.
that is a Canadian thing. I know a lot of some of my friends who have moved to LA to like pursue acting. They get notes on how they say the OU sound, right? Like about is the big one. People think that we say a boot or some version of that, and it's that OU. We make it soft, and it should be ow and instead of ooh. And that's just one of the fun, quirky differences between yous and us. So, so let me try this again. A question from Adam Browd at Adam Browd on Twitter, and his question is, "What do you have to say about Brendan Frasier?"
Just in general.
Well, I think he's joking. This is a joke. He's joking. He spelled it differently. Brendan Frasier.
I don't think it's a joke because I don't think he would joke about Brendon like that.
Well, okay.
I know he spelled it wrong because he
He
knows
was
how to get
trolling
my
you.
goat.
Yeah, he's getting your goat. Goat gotten, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so what do you have to say about him?
He's. I wish he would stage a comeback. I think he kind of has. I'm kind of a like I don't know. I really like him as a background photo for my Twitter. He's my banner. He's been that way for at least a year.
So you're a Brendan Fraser stan to some
Yeah.
degree, and yeah, it's part of your brand is him.
Yeah.
Well, that's
What
good.
else?
Yeah, it was a joke question. I think it was just fun to get your goat like that. But he has an actual question, real question. Could you please tell us a story that involves Moira?
Like with me in it. I
I
forgot to follow up on that.
Oh yeah, maybe. Are there a lot of those?
I've literally never been involved in a murder or known anyone who's been murdered.
Okay. I mean, that's
I know it.
good. That's good.
You're like, oh, this is over. That's so boring.
Boring for the podcast, but good for your life.
Yeah, exactly. Oh gosh, my roommate, she's sick right now, but if she weren't, I would have her tell you this story, this nut story about her like great uncle or something. Oh, there was some crazy story where he like got out of prison and like killed his ex lover because she had a new lover. I don't know. That's
Whoa,
probably
that is wild. So we can tune into your other podcast to find that out later.
yeah. Maybe you should just cut that out what I just said just because it was so uninteresting.
Okay.
Let's see. What's a short murder story you would like to hear about?
Yeah, can you guess what he's trying to ask you?
What?
He probably just thinks that you just know a lot of the best murder stories, right? Because you're sort of a true crime fan.
Yeah, yeah. I've actually taken kind of a break from listening to true crime stuff because I'm like, it gets kind of taxing to think about people being brutally murdered.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. It's you don't want that going through your mind all day, right?
Yeah, I think that's probably a good sign that I'm like don't want to consume it that like that much right now. Let's see. We can talk about good old the Black Dahlia murder. How's that? Classic.
Hit us with the beats.
So, a young actress goes to Hollywood. Her body is found on a curbside, and she's cut in certain like areas that only a doctor would know how to cut her in half, and like, yeah, she's just in half, right?
Okay.
Do you know this?
No.
Oh, you really don't? I thought you were like humoring me, being like, oh, I'll pretend I've never heard this.
No. They've made movies about it though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, her name's Elizabeth Short. Yeah, she was just found like by a sidewalk in a field. She was in her early 20s, came to Hollywood to be an actress. Let's see what else. What details would you like to know?
This is Adam's question. He just wanted a story.
Well,
Did this get wrapped up? Do
now
we know who
Steve,
did it?
no, it's forever resolved. But I've listened to several things where people think they found out who it was because like their father, like whoever, like there's a story you can look up where this guy is positive that it's his father who did it because he was like some kind of surgeon, so he would know exactly where to cut her in half. Like you have to know between certain like quadrants of her body. I should have looked this up, but
So only a surgeon or a magician would know how to cut someone in half.
I guess, wow, if we want to make this really dicked up, we could make a joke and say she got killed on accident in a magic show.
That'd be dicked up as heck.
Yeah. See, okay, so the body had been completely in half by a technique taught in the 1930s called a hemicorporectomy, where the body below the waist is amputated, transecting the lumbar spine. So, I'm just trying to like get you to be like, "Oh, I want to look this up."
Oh yeah, I definitely am gonna look this up and find out more details about the Black Dahlia murder, and maybe even check out the movies. If you want to learn more about the Black Dahlia movie, visit your local library.
I don't think that the movie has very good ratings on anything.
No, that's why I said go to the library because then you can just learn more by reading.
Oh, you said if you want to learn more about the Black Dahlia movie.
Oh, I thought I said murder. The Black Dahlia murder. Why is it called the Black Dahlia murder?
Um, I that's a great question. Let's see. I've never even.
Clickety clack. Never thought about it.
As newspapers of the period often nicknamed particularly lurid crimes, the term may have originated from a film noir murder mystery, The Blue Dahlia, released in April 1946, and this murder happened in 1947.
So it's like a timely reference.
Yeah, so I think I was vaguely trying to find something that I hadn't put on my murder podcast to tell you about.
Okay, so this is
Yeah.
that'll be a future episode.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm dicking up your whole podcast.
I just it's so funny that that's your term that you use.
um Thank you.
Okay.
It's a very good story.
It's a great story, and thank you for sharing it with us, and thank you to Adam Browd for asking the question. One of the first questions that came in, so thank you very much. And we should give an extra shout out to Adam because, I mean, congratulations. Recently graduated from his program.
Oh, and I just love him anyway, even if he hadn't graduated.
Oh, that's
He's
sweet.
just the best.
Yeah, he's just the best. You got to check him out at Adam Browd on Twitter. And yeah, he's got some funny stand up clips. He's doing it. Check him out. Next question comes to us from local Hellraiser, Finland's own Malt Skull. And the question coming all the way from Scandinavia is who would you cast to play you in a biopic? And which era Brendan Fraser would it be?
1997.
1997 era Brendan Fraser. Okay, but who's playing you in the pick?
I guess just probably we're going to say Leslie Mann because they star together in George of the Jungle, so I already know that they have chemistry.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Not that it looks like you at all, or can capture your essence.
No, I don't think my voice sounds like her at all. She has a very distinct voice.
That's true. Yeah, doing your voice would be it'd be a challenge, right? People would have to work with a speech pathologist or whatever they work with, a voice trainer.
Yeah, I would expect her to do that. That's the least she can do for me.
I mean, a true professional would do that.
Yeah,
She'd do it.
exactly.
All right, well that'd be pretty cool. And what would the storyline be? What part of your life are you going to focus on in your biopic? What's the 3 acts?
The 3 acts?
I guess we haven't got to the 3rd act, right?
No, I'm not gonna die
No,
soon,
yeah, you're not going to
Steven.
die. No. You're never going to die. So thank you very much to Malt for sending in that question. You got to check him out on Twitter at Malt_skull. The way the water flowed under the snow.
I like Malt Skull.
Yeah.
Malt School.
Friend of the show. You got to check him out. You got to check out his episode of the podcast and let me know how bad my impression was just now. I used to do it okay, but it's been a while, so it was a bit rusty. So, Malt, let me know what you thought.
Send him some hate mail.
Send me some feedback. I will work on it. All right. Next question comes to us from Jenny Fusco Jr. at Jenneth Parcell on Twitter. The question, okay, if you could be any spy kid, including the Osmond girl and her dumb brother, which would you be and why?
Probably Junie Cortez because he is pure of heart.
Wow, what a great answer. Junie Cortez, because he's pure of heart.
He would respect people who have reborn dolls for whatever reason they have them.
Oh, wow, tying it back to the subreddit of Reborn Dolls. All right, well, that's a great and succinct answer, so thank you very much. And thank you, Jenny, for the great question. Next question comes to us from our old pal, Joel Crass at Joel Crass. All right, now his question is, as a BTBB, now we should unpack this acronym. I think he's referring to your handle, your online moniker, big time business bitch. Right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so as a BTBB, you will inevitably tap into your entrepreneurial spirit and start your own enterprise. What will your company do?
Let's see. I don't even remember seeing this one, so I didn't come up with a succinct answer.
You're getting blindsided by this question. So what would your business be? You don't currently have a business, right?
No, I wish I did. Do you have a business?
Not of which to speak currently.
What would we do? We would probably produce podcasts. How's that?
I mean, yeah, heck, we're halfway there. We got the mics. We got the volume levels.
Meta.
Meta. So, podcast company. What's your podcast company called?
Meta.
Meta Podcasts. Coming soon to a podcast provider near you. Very good. All right. Well, thanks, Joel, for the great question. Everyone check him out on Twitter at Joel Crass and check his band out around the city of Toronto. All right.
Do you know him?
No, I don't know him. Never met him in real life, but I know that he is a Toronto person and he has a band that plays around the city.
Wait, how far away is Toronto from you?
It's about an hour's drive.
Oh, so it's not super far.
Nope, it's not super far. I was there this weekend.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Good for you.
But I'm closer to the other city. It's called Hamilton, another city, yeah. So I'm on the Hamilton side, and then Toronto is like the main deal. But I can see it from the escarpment. I can see the CN Tower. I know it's over there. The next question comes to us from Phil Jameson at Phil Jameson on Twitter. And you got to go check out Phil and his weekly videos. New video every Thursday from now until the end of time. And they're all hilarious. You got to check them out. How does he do it? Every single week. Crazy. All right, the question from Phil is, would you rather, for the rest of your life, have $1,000 randomly appear somewhere in your kitchen once a month, or be able to summon a pizza once a day anywhere you want?
Oh, the $1,000 in your kitchen. That's not even a fair question.
Are you saying because then you would buy the pizza with the money, or?
I would get sick of pizza every day. I love pizza, but
Okay.
also I just want to go on record and say Phil has the most perfect skin out of anyone alive or dead.
Hashtag no filter on those videos. That is truly great skin. And his hair too, right? He must use some. What are you using there? Beta carotene? What are you doing? Some vitamin B?
Phil,
What's your
drop your
secret?
skin routine, your skincare routine.
Hit us up
and
at
hair care.
FOTS Pod on Twitter and let us know how you say so shiny and smooth. And thanks for your question. All right, we got a few more questions. We already dealt with Kevin's question, but we should mention it was Reborn Dolls or Barefoot Alliance, which we've talked about. And
Reborn
it was
Dolls.
Reborn Dolls all day. The answer was, so thank you very much, Kevin, at Kevaclism on Twitter. And he's a local Ham, Ontario guy, so he will appreciate that Hamilton shout out. He knows all the cool places around town.
Hamterio, as I call it.
Hamont is what we say.
Too bad. Too bad I just renamed it.
Hashtag Hamont. All right, next question comes to... Oh, this is we're going to get juicy. I saved this one till sort of the end. We're getting juicy. We're getting some gossip. This comes to us from Old Tom. I'm talking about at Yucky Tom on Twitter. But he's not yucky. He's great. And his question is, will you be talking about your crush on me publicly, or will you continue to be silent on the matter? Oh.
I don't know how he can say that when every time he posts a picture I say, "Dang shorty, bang my line." Like, call me, not like not like an obscene thing saying. I'm saying like, "Dang, you look good, call me."
Yeah, no, I just think it's very funny. Bang my line is very funny.
Thank you, Steven.
So, damn shorty, bang my line. Yeah, Tom, you should know by now that everyone has a crush on you. I'm not excluding myself from that group. Yeah, he's very handsome, and he's not afraid to post selfies because I think he knows it.
Yeah, that he's handsome.
Yeah, like I'm not out there posting. I don't post selfies. But Tom, I think he knows that he's gonna get some spicy comments in the replies.
Yeah.
And why not? Bless our TLs, Tom. Bless our TLs.
How dare he say I've been silent on the matter?
So you've been far from silent. I like your reply to him pre-podcast. You said, "Wow, I have an incredible answer for this."
I mean, it wasn't like incredible, but I think it's pretty telling that I say that. I've said that like at least 3 times to him.
Damn shorty, bang my line.
Yeah.
And yet no lines have been banged.
No. My
Wow.
line is bangless.
Ball is in your court there, Tom.
Exactly.
Ball's in your court. All right, well, you've done it. We've answered all the questions. We've talked about all of the websites. Now we can start to wind her down and end the podcast. Are you satisfied?
Yes, I hope I gave you good material to use. I'm sorry, I don't know how energetic I am. But yeah, I'll make this fast so you can go watch Emilia Clarke's boobs on Game of Thrones.
That's more of a season 1 kind of thing. They haven't been
So you
out
can see
since
some boobs.
season. Yeah, there'll definitely be boobs. All right, so let's wrap it up. Thank you so much again for being my guest on this new free-flowing format of season 2. What did you think? It was better that you didn't have to read any of your own tweets?
Oh yeah, I feel so corny reading anything I've ever written.
Yeah, so that's one of the updates. So yeah, I hope you had a good time, and I'm still going to end the show like I always do by playing that sweet, sweet theme so we can say our goodbyes. So thanks, Allison.
Thank you, Steven. You're such a nice Canadian.
Thank you. You are a lovely Utahan. And thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
And I'll see you online.
You're welcome. Enjoy the show.
Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode with Allison. Now do yourself a huge favor and follow her at Shug_Knight for great jokes, fun polls, and other good and positive content. And be sure to follow at FOTSPod on Twitter and RT the show post and let us know what you think of these episodes. Love to hear some feedback. And you may follow me at SkinnerSteven on Twitter if you like a joke. RT it. And you can head over to www.stephenwskinner.com for all the past episodes, or check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever great podcasts are downloaded. Thank you to Ruby Coast for the music, and to Kyle I. Davidson for the theme. And thank you so very much for listening. I am Stephen W. Skinner. Have a great one.